Hey everybody, how you doing? I made a post about a survival kit in a Facebook group, and I think that maybe I didn't do the greatest job of it. I want to start out by saying that I've never had a video camera and don't know how to edit, so if I messed something up, I apologize. If I swear, I apologize. I'll try not to. I want to go over this, what I carry, and my entire point of this is absolutely redundancy. This is something that's pretty small. This is a camera case. This thing is, I'll tell you right now, you do not need everything in here. Probably wouldn't use everything in here, and what works for one person doesn't always work for another person. So I'm not telling you this is what to carry. I'm telling you this is things that I think that I should carry when I go into the woods. There's been a lot of lost hikers that went on small trips and didn't bring anything at all. And recently there was one in New York that was an avid hiker and she died. They found her gloves where she tried to get fire by starting them on fire in New York. And she was experienced, but she didn't bring anything with her. I guess the weather turned bad and she wasn't dressed properly. Anyways, so my point was that I wasn't asking what you carry in a pack, which this is actually a pretty small pack. This pack I posted before, which is not a whole lot bigger than your standard coffee maker. That is loaded with stuff. Loaded with stuff that you don't have to have much like this. So I'm going to go through this. Some of it I'm going to, if it's sealed, I'm not taking it apart. Like for instance, I have two strands here of bank line. I don't know what the footage is, you can figure it out. I have tripwire on there, which can be used for many different things. I'm not taking that apart. This is a knife sharpener. I had this actually taped because it fell out on me before when I kept it on the outside. So it's taped here and taped on the clip part. It is a diamond sharpener. It has a thing for a hook on there. Not my preference. I would rather use a stone, but it's pretty simple and lightweight. A lot of things that I think that I have in here you're never going to use. But I would carry it anyways, and to be honest with you, I think it's actually really heavy. You can buy pre-made ones, or people make them, they're the size of this. This is my fire kit, which I haven't opened in a very long time and unsealed it. It now is, which I may get into that. Anyways, so what I have in here, this is just a little first aid thing, which I have tucked in the belt loop. I do that for two reasons. One, it keeps it open more, and it will go in my pocket as well as this. I have aluminum foil in here. I have a whistle. The aluminum foil really isn't for, I use aluminum foil for a lot of different things. Aluminum foil is not like it used to be, so it's not as strong as it used to be, even if you buy the heavy duty. It is nice for a fire lay or many other different things. These go to a sewing kit, which I really don't think that you would use. More snare wire. That is a fishing kit with some line, and this is a very large fishing kit. You do not need anywhere near, in my opinion, this amount of stuff. What I carry to go fishing, literally to go fishing, is not a whole lot bigger than this. I used to carry a big tackle box, I don't know, but anyways, so that's what we have in there. I have one more of these. So inside here, I have some thread. This right here, the needles go into this. I just think it's cool, so it's in there and it fits. So one of the things that I think is important in a survival kit, like I said, the whole thing would be redundancy, would be to keep you alive, keep you warm. So I think fire is important. I think the ability to be able to build a shelter is important. A lot of people that have listened to me when I wrote comments and things like that, or said things and gave my opinion of things, I think you should always carry dry tinder with you. I also think you should carry it with never intending on using it, much like one of these. My plan is to hopefully never have to use this. There's a lighter in there. I have Vaseline, which you can use for cotton balls, but that's not all you can use it for. This is pretty neat. This is just a little flashlight. It's cheap. Not going to last super long. This is 2 batteries for one of those little clip-ons lights. And this is the clip-on light. Very small. This is magnesium from Justin Rush. This is magnesium granules. It is kind of difficult to light, but once it gets going, it works very well. This is just a saw, foldable saw. It's not going to do a whole bunch of stuff, but it could cut small enough stuff to make a shelter or beginning of firewood or anything like that. You're not going to do anything giant with it. This is a fire starter as well, like for Epson stove. This is strips of birch bark. Looks like maybe 6 are in there, and believe it or not, you can start a fire if you collect the right stuff with just one of these strips. And it works when it's wet. This is just a little piece of leather. I also have a little piece of leather that I carry on my neck that you could use if you wanted to. I don't like carrying stuff on my neck, to be honest. This again is a fire kit, so I have different ways to start fires, and mostly that's what I have in here. Light so that I can see. I have a way to construct a shelter if I needed to. This works pretty good. It's not a bow saw or not a Baco or anything like that, but it works. Small. This is matches. This is one of those kits, I don't remember the name of it. It's one of the ones that just has like a little thing that you flick and it's like a lighter but works a lot better for throwing sparks. This is a pocket knife. To be honest with you, I always have a knife on my belt anyways, but this is just an additional pocket knife. This is SV30. This is a Benchmade knife, 4-inch blade. Very good lock, extremely sharp. And the knife that I would carry, you could do fillet fish or whatever with it. I usually carry a Recon. If you know what that is, and that's a pretty big knife. In addition to that, which I cannot find my Home Depot contractor bag, but that's what I would put in there as opposed to this, which I believe it would fit, but that's a plastic bag that is around the same size, kind of sort of, but definitely not the same thickness. This is a pretty neat little idea. If you go into the grocery store, you can go into the aisle where there's baking and you can buy these little cans that you can put in the oven, little containers, pans, whatever you want to call it. This is one folded up. I do not recommend that you fold this and unfold it, fold it and unfold it, because obviously what's going to happen is you're going to put a hole in it. I actually should buy a new one because that one's kind of old. And that's it. That's the whole kit right there. So again, I have a way to boil water. I have a couple different ways to start fire. I have matches, a lighter, a man-made one. Again, when you're in the woods, and it's my belief that you should be looking for tinder, and it takes nothing to carry a little. I always carry a little plastic bag in my back pocket, and I'll put if I find fatwood, or if I find cedar bark, or if I find pine pitch or birch bark, and there's birch bark is what I usually grab because it's all over the place where I'm at. Anyways, so I can see if I have to. I would certainly not use something like this to try and get out of the woods. I don't see me trying to snare rabbits in that. Most situations, you're not. It's just a bad night of camping if you have the right stuff. You're not going to be trapped for ever. Fishing kit, I don't think it's a bad idea to throw a fishing kit. You know, you could throw a line out at night, but your food isn't really what your concern is. So I would still bring these, but I don't think you have to have them. This, I don't even know why that's in there, but of course that is processed. That's just for starting a fire as well, for a smaller spark, which you could use a ferro rod, which I don't have a very good ferro rod on here. That's one of those 1/8-inch ones. It's probably about an inch. And because of that is why I would carry cotton or something like this, or try and process wood. However, I do have a lighter. And on my knife I have ferro rod, and if I don't, I have one in my pocket. So anyways, that's all I was trying to say, was to try and look at ways to be able to shelter yourself and for the night, and be able to get a fire going, to be able to stay warm. If it's wet, yeah, you can use this as a poncho type situation, and I've seen shelters built out of them. But anyways, I don't think you really need a lot of different stuff, and everybody's different for different areas. Like I said, I also carry a fire kit in my pocket. This has a little mini lighter, matches, a couple strips of birch bark, those little tiny cottons that come with this, because I bought several of those. There's magnesium in there, and matches. And I normally would seal this, but I unsealed it because I haven't used it in 5, 6, 7 years, and I forgot what was in it. So the other day I opened it up. Oh, this is just Band-Aids and water purification and triple antibiotic. And that's probably about it. That's in there. Okay, thanks.